All right, all right. We are back at the podcast today. We're doing something we've never done before. We're doing a podcast with someone from Australia. We have Uwe Jacobs from Property Friends on. Uwe, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on today.
Right to meet you, Tom. Thanks for having me.
You got it. And we have a time difference, so Uwe and I had to kind of negotiate times back and forth with each other as we're in New Jersey on Eastern Standard Time, and he is, what is it, about 7 o'clock in the morning where you are?
20 to 7 a.m.
20 to 7 a.m., and it's 5:40 p.m. where I am. So that's what, we had a little bit of conflict in trying to get some scheduling done, but somebody that's been in the business for 21 years and has a great track record. It was worth working late today for that. So just let's jump right into it. So 21 years in business, huh?
Yes. As I say, when you're having fun, you haven't worked an hour a day. It's been such stimulation and fun for me. I've obviously been around the block a few times, and that's to the benefit of my business and our clients. So I
Sure.
really love what I do.
And there's ups and downs in business, and it's how you handle them and how to work with that. And you have the 2-sheet toilet paper expense planning. So kind of talk a little bit about that.
I see you've done a bit of research on me. Yes, look,
Absolutely.
I'm a strong believer in not overcommitting. So the 2-sheet toilet paper theory is when you, and it's clean, don't worry. It's when you go to the toilet and you only have 2 sheets of toilet paper, you make do with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And I see some people overcommitting, and especially overcommitting in investments with deals, with projects, with property that doesn't really work for them. And that's why we term ourselves property strategists, because we really home into the situation, into the where am I at now and where do I want to go with our clients.
Sure. And I'm sure
There
that
is
your
no,
clients like that.
yes, absolutely. And I think that's the way to do it, because there is no one size fits all system. It's got to work and fit for the person. And that's where I get tremendous joy to really help people to really find out what people want, need, and can do,
Mm-hmm.
and then assist with that.
Sure. And when did you come up with this two sheet toilet paper expense planning? How long has that been in your playbook?
Look, 15 years ago, I actually heard it from somebody else. Okay, I can't claim ownership for it, but I really liked it because it is so true. An investment shouldn't be curtailing your lifestyle. It needs to fit with you.
That's a great way to think about it, because I think to your point is a lot of people don't think about that, and to change your lifestyle for something like that, you got to really think about it. Is it worth it? Versus finding the right investment that is attainable.
Yes, yes, and that is sustainable long term.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You know.
You have another little play on words with stickability, huh?
Well,
When it comes to grit.
um, yes, you got to stick with it. It takes any endeavor that's worthwhile takes some time to push through. And as you've already said, Tom, there is up and downs, and
Sure.
anything worthwhile is worthwhile seeing through. You got to give it enough time to really make it work. Now, to that extent, um, especially in property investment, that isn't an investment that is for 1 or 2 years. In my view, and we say to our team, a minimum of 5 years. There needs to be an exit strategy, but you got to look at it long term. So you need to stick with it.
Sure. And I think in today's day and age, everybody looks at the internet and is looking for these quick hits and quick flips. But really realistically, a true investment, there it takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort to see through.
Usually the quick fix solutions are the high risk solutions.
Yep, sure. You know,
So we endeavor to minimize the risk for our clients, and long term, that's the better way to play the game. As we all know, the turtle wins the race, not the hare.
sure. And you came out of a corporate environment, huh?
Yes, I'm originally from Germany. Came to Australia. What is it now? 37 years ago. Had to start all over again. Yes, I come from a corporate environment where I was looking after big industrial projects from a commercial, legal, HR, admin side of things. So one of my last projects was the train and tram network in Melbourne. I did one of the contracts there.
Awesome. Now, what brought you, what brought you from Germany to Australia?
Well, I had substantial part of my family already here, and came here for a holiday twice. And essentially, as a young buck, said, "Look, let's try it out. Let's go over to Australia for 2 years. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, I've seen more of the world. Been living in an English-speaking country. Win-win."
I love it.
And 37 years later, I'm still here, and I'm
37
still
years later, you
thinking.
never looked back, huh?
I went back a couple of times for holidays, but no, I love Australia. It's a great place to live.
That is fantastic. So, some of your last projects before you went out on your own were in Australia. So, if you're there
Yes,
37 and you've been in your own business 21, so you were working full time corporate, corporate for in Australia then.
yes, yes. As I said, big industrial projects.
Yep.
Um, we one of the last projects was to design, manufacture, supply, and maintain for 15 years
Mm-hmm.
of trains and trams for the Melbourne network. Obviously, I didn't see through the 15 years, but I went into first commissioning and first in service.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it was time to move on. It's interesting from that point of view. My background of my family was all self-employed people, but talk about stickability and grit. I found out that the corporate life is not for me. My parents, being typical war generation, said, "Oh, look, get a good education, get a good job, and you'll be okay."
Sure.
Well, I ran it for 25 years, and I went to corporate project director. So I got to good management levels, but this wasn't for me. I needed to do my own thing, and
Sure. I understand.
that's been tremendous, tremendous fun.
The first 8 years of my career, I worked in corporate America, and again, it was a great. I think I learned a lot of things. I think I made some great friends and some relationships, but it was they didn't work at the speed I like to work at. So
Yeah.
I think I could do it better. And some days I think I'm crazy because I could have had a nice 9 to 5 job versus being an entrepreneur and being all over. But the other side is I don't think I could have ever done what I've accomplished here and been involved with other businesses and business owners and and now even into this podcast, like it's just a great experience to be able to work on your own, set your own schedule, figure out the rules as you go, and kind of keep pushing through.
I look, absolutely agree. Entrepreneurship is not a 9 to 5 deal.
No,
Uh, in my view, you need to have your heart in it. Otherwise, you won't survive it.
if
If you
it's
don't
it,
like it,
exactly, it's too. You have to put too many hours and too much work into something. If you don't like it, move on and find something else because
yeah.
this is you get a lot of gray hairs doing this.
Absolutely.
I went from having a full head of black hair to salt and pepper now. So
Yeah,
so
well, as you can see, I'm fully gray.
now when you think when you look at your business of Property Friends, you've been again been in business for 21 years, successfully supporting your clients. And it looks like your client retention and return rate is something that you're proud of. So tell me a little bit about that and kind of how you measure that and kind of what your thought process is on this, to keep that kind of high customer retention rate. Kind of dig into that a little bit.
Tom, absolutely. I'm very proud of that. Our business is built around long-term relationships. The hardest thing in a business, in the sales process, is to establish the first relationship, where we work out, can we trust each other?
Mm-hmm.
Will you do what you say, and will I do what I say?
Sure.
So our whole business is developed and based on long-term relationships. We've got a client return rate of 72%. So 72% of our clients are doing a second, third, and more deals in property investment.
Wow.
That's a staggering figure. 96% of our business is referral business. So, we foster relationships with specific intent. Our business is not a churn and burn. We are system based. Over the 20 years, I've developed a system, refined it, and that system goes along the lines of getting the client furnished with 3 investment properties. Because most people come to me and say they want to change their financial destiny, have choices in retirement, or want to leave a legacy. Now, I don't know so much about America, but in Australia, you don't do that, and I suspect it is the same in America. You don't do that with one property investment.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that's game. I don't think that's game changer. One property.
Yes, exactly. But that's what I want to be, a game changer.
Sure.
I really want to help people, and for that, you need to have 3 property investments or more. Now, that already shows the long-term strategy that we have with clients.
Sure.
So I jokingly say to people that start off with us with the first property investment, as long as you let me, I'll get you to 3. And we'll work on that together.
Sure. And so you're saying 72% of the people come back and end up getting the 3 properties?
That's correct. That's what I'm saying.
That's fantastic. You've really done a great job in finding and identifying the right clients, and then fulfilling on their on the front end, and then getting them to continue to do what you guys set out at the first meeting for.
Yes. Look, we've got many clients that have been with us for over 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to say that several families have achieved a net asset status of $1 million.
Wow.
That doesn't happen overnight. No. But with the right strategy and system, personalized to yourself, it can happen. Now, make no mistake, and stickability is a subject here too. That doesn't happen in 3 years. It doesn't happen in 5 years, but
sure.
it can be made work. And that's what I'm about.
Yep. So you're all about stickability, get it done, working with the clients to hit success, and doing it in a way that you're retaining and you're getting referrals. I mean, that's the perfect business model.
Look, as a team, the more we can work into each other, the more we know each other, the more how we each function, what our needs are, the better we can operate as a team.
Absolutely. And, your customer service is on point too, because to run all these things means that the customer service is where it needs to be.
Yeah, look, we again, I talk a lot about team. We have a team of advisors around us that we offer our clients. That is not a must-do. That is a choice.
Yep.
But again, if I have a team of specialists around me, and I can offer that service to the clients, that has to be a better result, because the team again has been together for a number of years and knows how we each other work.
Sure.
And knows the steps in the process. And that
Understood.
leads to a great result for the client.
Wow, great. I mean, I love what you're doing, and I love the fact that 21 years later you're still at it. How big is the Property Friends team?
As we said, I come from a corporate background, and I've had up to 30 people reporting to me. Now, it's all about lifestyle in the end. I didn't want to have that again. So we are very niche. It's my wife, myself, and VAs,
Yep,
virtual assistants.
sure,
That allows us some great lifestyle, and it allows us to travel, which we love, and it allows us to scale up and down depending on what we are doing and how the business cycle is. Let's
sure.
not forget that business
Yep,
sometimes goes up, sometimes goes down, and it's very, very good to be flexible with that and to have the uh, choice to power up or power down.
makes 100% sense. I love it. I love what you're doing, and I think it's great. I'm glad that you got to come on tonight and talk about some of the things that make you successful, and to be in business 20 years. There's a stat in the United States that if you're in business, only 20% of businesses are in business after 20 years. I don't know what that stat looks like in Australia, but 80% of businesses do not make it to
Mm,
20 years. So that's really
mm,
something to be proud of.
yes. Yes, and look, I think it is a reflection of really loving what I do, you know.
Absolutely.
And if I can refine the system and really offer people not only what they need but what they also want and want to achieve long term, if I can offer that service, that's fantastic. That's a true win-win, you know.
Absolutely. It's a win-win. So,
So
with that, I'd like to let people know how they can find you, so that if they'd like to be in touch with you, again, a lot of our listeners are in the United States, but at least if they want to connect with you and be able to, network and talk to you, and how do people get in touch with you?
sure, best way is through our website. Uh, www.propertyfriends.com.au.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom of the website, there is a discovery call button. So you can get into touch with us if you want to have a chat via that discovery call button. And we can schedule an obligation free and free of cost chat.
Awesome.
Um, if you want to look into investments in Australia, happy to have a chat.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you coming on today, and I wish that you have a great day and a good weekend ahead. And thank you again for reaching out. And I look forward to airing our first Australian podcast.
Lovely. Thanks very much for having
Thank you.
me. Have a good one.
Have a great day. Bye bye.